Hi everyone, and welcome, and thank you for joining me at a special time this week. Usually I go live at 7 o'clock on Monday evenings, and it's called Monday Night Stamping. Well, when my husband watches Monday Night Football. But today I have something on tonight, so I thought I'd pop in and come to you a little bit early. So it's 1 o'clock, and it's September the 29th, believe it or not, 2025. My name is Lillian with Stamper's Niche, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Alberta, Canada. So welcome to all of you who are joining me live, or watching the replay, watching me on Facebook, or watching me on YouTube. I welcome you here. So let's go down to my desktop and get started. Today I'm calling our session a Feast of Cards, because I have literally a feast of cards to share with you. So I thought that would be the perfect name, and just so many ideas. So while you're here, why don't you drop a hi in the comments, or maybe even say what time of day or when or where do you like to watch your crafting videos? Do you like to watch during the day, in the evening, that kind of thing? What's the time that you like to watch your crafting videos? Hi Maggie, so glad you're here. Hi Fran, welcome. As you can see, I have a bit of an owie on my finger. I was slicing watermelon last week, and on the very last slice, the knife slipped and cut right into my nail and finger. So it's a little sensitive, but it's healing nicely. So I thought better to look at a Band-Aid than the mess that my finger is. So there we go. So let's, once again, when do you like to watch crafting videos? Just let me know that in the comments while I'm getting the computer up and going. It takes a minute for that to happen. And while that's happening, I'm just going to remind you of a few things. So the best ever starter kit offer I have ever seen by a long shot is one that's starting October 1st. So where did I put my info? I put it somewhere. One of the offers, there's two offers. One is you receive $165 of items of your choice for only $35. No shipping and handling, no GST, so just for $35. The other, I'm not totally sure. Oh, it's $252 worth of product for $135. So be thinking about that, seeing if that's something you want to consider. If you're thinking about it, think about how can I get as close to that dollar amount without going over. This is the one time you cannot go over. So if you were saying, wanting to do the $35 option, so you could choose $165 worth of product. Maybe you want to top up your blends, so you could order a bunch of blends, or maybe you want a bunch of kits, or maybe you just have a nice long list and you're going to order all kinds of things, or maybe this item is on your list and hopefully it doesn't sell out before then. But this is the Advent calendar, and it is $135 if I remember correctly. And it is fabulous. You get a stamp set, plus you get this Advent calendar. Behind every door is something that works together with everything else for all occasion type of projects. Everything here you will not find, and you will never find anywhere else. It will only be available during the Advent calendar. So wonderful. I've seen some sneak peeks, and it is a wonderful, wonderful deal. There are two sets. Well, I won't tell you. But there's a great stamp set and lots of stuff to go with it. So you just might want to be checking that out. If you like kits, this paper pumpkin kit that's coming up is a Christmas one, and it looks fabulous. So be sure to reach out to that. And this coming Saturday is World Card Making Day. And Stampin' Up! Is offering a free event, and even if you're busy on the 4th, no problem, still register. They'll send you the link to watch it. And they're also going to send you a little free gift. So it's a win-win. So make sure that you have registered for World Card Making Day. And by the way, those of you watching, whether you're watching in real life time or if you're watching the replay, have you registered? Put a big yes in the comments if you have registered for World Card Making Day. So let's have a look at what I am going to show you today. This is a little different. Usually I make a project with you. Today I have this a very fat calendar. I had the opportunity to attend a wonderful event on Saturday called Creative Carnival. I see Shanna on, so hi Shanna. Shanna was one of the people that was involved in putting it on, and it was absolutely fabulous, full of lots of ideas and just so inspirational. And I thought, I have tons of cards and I wanted to share them with you too. So all of the cards I'm sharing with you today is, Maggie, you registered? Yay, good for you. Are either going to be found in the mini catalogs, which is just released, or from the September, the online exclusives that were released in September. The reason I put them all in the catalog is I tend to forget some if I don't otherwise. So let's open our catalog to the first page that I have some samples. So this page here is page 4, if you're following along in your catalog, and you might want to have your mini out. So this is something Stampin' Up! Does every leading up into the Christmas season, is they offer something that's called, they're making a difference opportunity. And so a portion of everything that is sold goes back to whatever charity is the focus. And this time the focus is breast cancer awareness. So it will go $4 from the sale of every one of these stamp sets will go to breast cancer associations, I guess you would say, in the country you buy your stamp set from, in the country you shop in. So in Canada, it will go back into Canadian. So I have a few samples here. I had tons more. I had to pick and choose. But here's one that I showed you last week. So this is using the sunflower here. So that's a perfect one there. Let me just see. I've got to get my organization system going here. Here's another one. And of course, this sunflower works beautifully with the sunflower embossing folder. And this stamp set does not have to be cancer related, as you can see here. It could be birthday, whatever. You can use it for all kinds of things. Here's another one here. So this is totally encouraging, and then once you add this, it works great. Use the little heart to create the background there. And then this thank you card here just works like that. Thank you for supporting me throughout my battle. If you wanted just a thank you card, remember you can always mask off that and maybe put a little flower or something there. So just a few ideas to get your brain going. And because October will be Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I thought it was the perfect time for me to offer a class. So I am offering a Love and Courage class to go. And you can find the link here. I'll also put it in this description afterwards. But there are a few options. You will need to have the stamp set in order to do the projects, but there are lots of different options. So if that's interesting to you, take note and come back and check the link afterwards, or just take a screenshot right here, or zoom in on this and use the QR code. So I will put that up here for now. And now let's flip through to where I've got some more goodies. So now I am on page 13, and on page 13 you see this packet of what's called Memories and More cards. So it's a package that comes like this, and it has 3 different sizes of cards. So let me just, so there's this size here, then this size, then this size, and they are perfect for not just memory keeping, but perfect for creating cards, for creating tags, whatever. I took one of the bigger cards, one of the smaller cards, and added these words, which I've talked about many times. These are the greetings for you, mix and match. And I just took some of the greetings out of here. They are punch out, they are stickers, or you can leave the backing on and just have them work as a raised element like that. I have to show you these sequins. Well, I had them right here. They must have vanished. These sequins we received in our packets on Saturday at Creativity Now, and I hadn't really noticed them before. They are sparkly and they are sequins, so they are really flat. They will go through the mail beautifully, and I am loving them. And they come in these 3 colors, plus Pool Party is also included, and I think something else. I think I might have gotten overly zealous in my cleaning and put them away, but there you go. So there is that. And then when we come over to the next page, you can see here, this is where that package of words is. It's hard to see them here because it's gold on white, but that is just fabulous. And then you see here some 6x6 paper and some tags and all pre-made note cards and envelopes here. So yes, Shanna, I agree with you. Best memories of More Pack ever. In fact, I am working on putting a class together with them because they are just so fabulous. So here is a card that I received in a swap, and this one is from Cindy Willis. So this is using this designer paper here, as you can see, and just turned out so cute. She just used strips of paper, and I have this card here just because this is another one of the words from this set here. So it works beautifully together. So now let's see, where do I have some more cards? Oh, page 16. This is called A Child is Born. I did some cards for a swap for this. And so I just have some few other samples here. So here is one that has the window, and it goes like this. So it's a sort of a double card with the arches. Yes, they do not have faces, but that reminds me of the willow tree that's so popular figurines. And here, this is cased right out of the catalog, right there. Isn't that gorgeous? So love that. And then here's another one here. And then this one, this is the Aurora, the Northern Lights designer paper in the background, and just peeking through to make like a crescent moon. So just a few ideas there. Obviously, tons more ideas out there, but just getting your idea bank going. Then we have on page 21, Traditions of Christmas. Now this is the same group of products that's featured on the front of the catalog. So in Traditions of Christmas, this is where you find those sequins I was talking about. And you can just go over the page. Now this is what's called a mega suite, a mega combination of products that work together, and you can pick and choose or get it all. It's up to you. So here are some of the dies and stamp sets that go with it. This gorgeous embossing folder, which you've seen many, many times. It's been a huge hit. Fabulous paper, sequins, and some great ribbon, which I forgot to order, and I need some red ribbon, so that will be coming. So at Creativity Now on Saturday, we made this card here. So the dies, these dies are right here, over here. They cut this design out of the designer paper, and then this is the wreath embossing folder here, and just came together quickly and beautifully. I just love it. So there's that. And then I received this card in a swap from, let me see, where's the name? From Kathy Lovell. And so when you receive it, it's flat, and this is also a new online exclusive that there. But here's the paper. When you open it up, then it opens like this, and then you fold it down, and it's like a little triangle easel card. Don't know if you can see that. And then it stands like that. So it forms a little easel, but when it's flat, it goes like that. So I thought that was beautiful. That card design could go with so many different things. And here we go, here over the page here. I wanted to show a few more with the wreath, and they show even some tips here as some ideas that you can do with the wreath. So here is one with the wreath kind of going off this edge, and then this is, I'll show you more about that too. And then this one you've seen before. I've used this in my classes, but here is using the wreath right across here. And then when you open the fun fold, you get to see that like that. So just a little bit more there. Then we're going to go over to the suite called North Pole Delivery on page 28. And this is another card we made during Creative Carnival. So this here is die cut from the designer paper. And you can see just some fun things. Those sequins again, this time the pool party ones. And when you open it up, it's a little pop-up, just like that. I love anything that has paw prints, so you had me at paw prints there. Also, this die here makes a wonderful little box. So if you like giving boxes and things for Christmas, you might want to be checking this out too. So just a little aside there. Then Peaceful Garden is one that you've seen me use lots, and I had to pick just a few samples because I have a zillion. So it's on page 32. This is the set that can work for Christmas, but it can work for sympathy, it can work for birthday, it can work for anything. And it has glimmer paper in it and embellishments and ribbon and that. So here are just a few cards using these. So just like that, I'm just going to flip through them because I think I have shown many of these to you before. This one I haven't because we made this at Creative Carnival on Saturday too. So there you go there. And this ribbon's gotten a little squished, but it's gorgeous ribbon. And as you can see, nice and soft. And then like that. I love that the doves can hold little envelopes that are included or branches, that kind of thing. So there you go like that. Now we're going to go over to Lights of Aurora. So visually, this likely caught my eye right off just because of the colors. So this is on page 36. So in this suite, you have a stamp set, you have dies, so they come as a bundle. Again, you have some lovely, lovely ribbon, some great embellishments, and then this 6x6 paper that looks simply stunning. And I have a couple of samples here using this paper and this suite. So here's the dies, the stamp set, and then the paper in the background. And when I showed you the this card here, I've got the same paper in the background here. So you can see that this paper works with all different kinds of layouts. So just absolutely gorgeous and really easy to put together. And here's a card I received from Karen Duke, and she brought in some of the colors found in the Northern Lights. And then she found these little deer in another die set. So you can always mix and match, right? That's the joy of having a few supplies. So let's turn over the page here, and now we are in the Autumn Toil Suite Collection, page 40, and this gorgeous metallic paper that's called Earthen Tones. It's just so rich. You can see that they used it here. Some great sort of, I don't know, twiny kind of things, and some embellishments, and then paper and dies and stamp sets. And here are a couple of fabulous cards using this. So here's one here, and this one was from Madeline Wild. You can see, and there is that little deer again. And this one is from Marilyn. So Marilyn, I see that you're watching with Bonnie, so hello. And somebody's here from France. Oh, excellent. From Paris. Welcome, welcome. My French is pretty awful, so I won't try to speak to you in French. But we welcome you here, so thank you for coming. Now we're going to turn over a few pages and go to the Branching Out bundle on page 50. And this, if nothing else, you might want to take a good hard look at the dies. These dies here, they are layering dies and they are amazing. And then you know me, I love my twigs and things like that. And I've seen these made into Christmas lights. So you might want to take a look at that. So here is, I should turn this over. Here is one card done with that, and I put in some of that earthen tone metallic paper here too, and some of the twine that was with the autumn toil, so or right around there. So it's great. So then I use the largest shape on the inside, and so there we have that. The designer paper is from Timeless Plaid, which was a big hit a while back, but it's still available if you look online. And then here is one that looks, it's for Christmas, and Sherry Roth was my inspiration for this one. So there's that there, and you can see that the twig I colored with my blends so that it looked like berries. And then another one that was inspired by Sherry Roth, using one of the shapes as a mask and then stamping over top. So again, I love that. So now I keep wanting to talk about the cards that I don't have samples for, but we're going to just stick with my samples today because I have lots. Now we are looking at the Snowy Delights bundle on page 52. This bundle is really neat in that it has dies, it has stamps, but then it also has masks. So you can sponge ink in these openings and create layers and that kind of thing. And that's exactly what they did on this card here. This one was done by Maureen Romanchuk. So you can see lots of layers here, but you can see how she did the sponging on this layer here. So it's just super fun. And here's another one here. And hi, Catherine, welcome. So glad you came. And this was by Donna Wozniak. And again, look at that gorgeous sponging there. Beautiful. I love snowflakes and snow cards and that kind of thing. And there's a snowflake, the snowflake stamp set here. And then there are two in the online exclusive. So you can have all kinds of snowy fun, no matter where you live, whether you live where it's warm or where it's cold. We do get our snow here. So just saying. So here is the Gingerbread Man bundle on page 54. I have this on my wish list, and I think it's going to pop into my shopping cart real soon. One of the dies even makes a shape card, which is always fun. All different kinds of things you can do with it. And here, somebody who did this one, I shouldn't just call them somebody. Joanne Rolston. So you can make layers and make your candies. I've seen this gingerbread man become a Halloween character, a hockey character, a cool dude character. So once you've got this shape, you can create all different kinds of characters with this. So there's all kinds of potential there. Over here, Stay Warm on page 56, or the Twice as Nice, if you want to call it that. Here is this here. So just gorgeous. And this embossing folder is from the that beautiful blue, this set here. It's from there, and it's on two-tone paper and then sanded, and then the label is here. And I don't know if you can see, but this paper has a slight embossed finish to it, and that paper is actually an online exclusive. So I'm going to hang on to that and show it to you when we get to that. Then we have Joyful Tidings, which I have done a video on page 58. And this was one of my top picks. So you saw me do this video here with the wreath and like that. And we've got that, but here are some others that were done with this bundle. So we've got it just embossed. This was Lorna Rasniak. There we go. And then this one was Brenda Nelson. Oops, I'm stuck together. So she colored in some of those like that. And then this one, I cut the shape apart and had it go like that. This was a little more tedious, so you'd have to be a bit patient. But remember, you can use your stamps to create backgrounds too. So there's a good thing to go by. So those are the samples I have from the mini catalog, but I also have samples from the online exclusives. So if you when you go to my website, and you in the search engine put in online exclusives, and then there's a little thing at the top that says, how do you want to sort? If you put newest, these will likely come up. I printed these off so I could show you. So there are a couple of suites. There's this suite here, where is it? Gathering Together suite. So it has stamp sets and dies, just like in the annual catalog or in the mini catalog. So that's where we get some of this twine that you've seen me use over and over again. And here is a card made from this. So it's using this paper here. Many thanks, and some of the dies, and just gorgeous. And this was by Hetty Jones. And then we're going to flip over here. And this is the Modern Christmas Suite. So gorgeous metallic paper. So it's black, white, and gold, and it's metallic. And then it has this great stamp set and these dies, these rings, and this great twine. So I did this as a swap. So I used the designer paper here. This cuts out this, works beautifully. And then I use some of the twine. I've almost used up all of my twine. Just love it. And then Wishing You Joy and Peace came from the stamp set as well. So a pretty straightforward, simple design here. And that is where you find this star again being used here that I showed you earlier. And the tree from here, you also see it being used here. Now, it doesn't emboss. I just used the dotted circle embossing folder after I cut it out to get that design on there. And then, of course, my famous little gold words from the ephemera pack. And here is one more card from there. I've shown you this card before. So it's a fun fold, but it uses the ornament like that. In this die set, there is also just a basic good-sized circle. And Wendy Lee shared this card, and I just had to do it. So here, the circle is cut from designer paper. Then the little top of the ornament, that's right from the dies right here. And then I just added a ribbon and some embellishments, and this Happy Holidays is actually from another ephemera pack that has words. So really came together quickly and easily, and lots of fun there. So let me know if you're seeing any cards that you really like, or if you see any that you would like me to share if I have the supplies. Another suite of products is the Elegant Pine Snowflakes. And when you look at this, this is another snowflake set, but each snowflake is made with pine branches. So it is really, really neat. I simply fell in love with it, and I did get this, but I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. Fortunately, I did receive a couple of swaps, so you can change out your colors. And this one was created by Sue, and she brought in the purples along with the Lost Lagoon. And so there you have it there, but you can see now how the pine branches create the snowflake. And then you've got, of course, some that you could just use on any kind of project. And here's one done by Donna Wozniak. And again, with this embossing folder is coming back in, just like we've seen it here. And so we've got the pine cones and things going on in here. So just gorgeous, simple, lovely. Now we're going to flip over the page and look here and just see, what do I have from here? Oh, I have Homemade Treats bundle. So this is like, it has like a cookie sheet, a baking sheet, and it has the different things for cooking. I've considered getting this for my grandson because he loves to cook. He's happy when he's cooking. So here's some of the paper, again, from that pine from the one we just looked at, from the Elegant Pine Snowflakes, and some of the ribbon. And then here is the cookie sheet with some cookies and things ready for eating. And that's from Karina Chin. And then Creative Carnival, we made this one here, and this is using another snowflake set, Snowflake Kisses bundle, and creates wonderful snowflakes. And again, you're going to want to take a look. Remind me if I forget, but this paper is in the online exclusives. It's already embossed for you. So there we have that. And then we're going to move on now to this one here. So this is maybe going to hop into my shopping cart. It's the Pet Love bundle. It's perfect, but we're going to look at this one here. The Festive Friends bundle. There are these 3 little guys, and I've seen these turned into lumberjacks, and again, all kinds of things. You're just limited by your imagination. But at Creative Carnival, Shauna, who's watching today, taught us this card here. So it does come with a die set. So the die set includes the tag, the trees, and that kind of thing. So just, again, another cute card like that. So thank you, Shanna. And then we have, gotta just keep going here. Oh, this one was that easel card. This is where that shape came from. And then we have this. This is where that fancy paper is coming from. It's really hard to see even online. It's called Silent Snowfall. So there is what it looks like in real life. It's a gentle embossed, and you've got it right there. And here we go. And here, the Winter Scenes Cling. This was done by Marilyn, and again, she used the Elegant Pines paper, which I just love. And then this here, and I love this card. The simplicity just speaks to me somehow. So there's that one there. And then I have a couple of cards I wanted to share with you that were from the Jolly Holly one release, the last online exclusives. So here, because I'm using the Elegant Pines designer paper here again, and the Holly embossing folder, and the Joy is die cut. So it's perfect like that. Then you also, that embossing folder is a hybrid, so you can also do partial cuts and do that kind of thing. So here's another one like this. I am doing a class next week with some beginners, and so we're going to assemble, this is one of the cards we're going to do together with them. And I just wanted to share, although these hollies are not totally cut out, it just takes a snip or two to cut them out, and I use them to create this little 3D snowman box. So I used the arch dies and just had some fun. I embossed with what's it called? Flowers and glass or something. There's 3-inch embossing folders, but you can see how the holly, it's embossed, it's basically cut out, and it looks just absolutely perfect there. So it works fabulously for there. So I am hoping that this has inspired you to dust off some of those stamps, whether they be new or old, and dust off some of that paper and have a little bit of crafting fun, because I think you likely have got some ideas from this. Now, do remember, if you're interested in my Love and Courage class to go, I will put the link and take a look and see if that's something that interests you. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have a lot of fun with this. Remember, if you want to shop, just go to my website if you don't have your own demonstrator, or contact me and I will be glad to help you out. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.